Hello, tribe. Happy winter solstice, or Yule if you celebrate that. Today I got a few messages that I wanted to share with you guys. I'll probably label this video Twin Flame Lessons While in Separation. I might change it, I don't know. But I wanted to concentrate on ownership. And what I mean by ownership is taking responsibility for how you contributed. If you met your twin flame and you're in separation, how you contributed to the separation. What did your twin show you that you needed to work on? And if you, as I say always, if you see me looking down, it's because all this chicken scratch that I have written down here is stuff that I'm trying to stay organized and make sure that I get you guys the messages that I get intuitively, as well as lessons that I've learned. But it's very important that you understand how you contributed to the separation. It's very important to see what your twin mirrored to you. I did a very poor job at that, and actually what I would do is I would look to see why my twin was acting a certain way, and I didn't know it was my twin, but I would look at them and think, well, what are they doing that for? You know, like they were the problem, when in all actuality, it's just a mirror of you. So how they're acting is basically what you're mirroring to them. So that's why it's very important to, and I mentioned this in one of my other videos, is look inward and as well as look outward. Because when you look outward, you're seeing what is being mirrored to you, but you need to look inward on the things that you're harboring inside of yourself and understand what you need to resolve. Some of these things that are most common are fears. Like fear of abandonment is a big one. I see that one in almost every video that has to do with twin flames, is fear of abandonment. And usually that stems from some childhood issues. Maybe as parents that got divorced, and as a kid you never knew if the parent was going to show up or what it may be, but it's usually fear of abandonment usually exists in almost every twin flame relationship that I've seen on YouTube or read about. There's a fear of abandonment on one side or the other. And also these are weaknesses, and we have to identify the weaknesses, such as some of the weaknesses might be to do with spirituality. And as a divine masculine, you're the leader and you're the patriarch. So a spirituality is a difficult, is a weakness, is difficult for you to deal with. That's something that that you need to work on and become good at, because you have to lead by example. And especially as a divine masculine, you lead, and that doesn't say that that's not to put the divine feminines down, but you lead the household, you lead the house in prayer. You lead whenever you go to dinner. You open the woman's door. You have to lead by example. You're teaching, if you have daughters, you're teaching them what kind of person they should be dating, and if you have sons, you're teaching your son how he's supposed to lead his household and how he's supposed to treat people and women in general. And then other weaknesses might be lack of patience. I know this was a big one for me. I mentioned this in probably every one of my videos, but lack of patience. I mean, I had an incident today with my daughter. She said something really nasty to me, and in the past, I would just snap. I mean, I'm a very passionate person as it is, and I believe you don't disrespect your elders and people around you, and when somebody does something that is very disrespectful, I can almost just feel like the lava just coming out in my face. Like I swear, if I had a superpower, it would probably be fire, because that's how I feel whenever my face gets so red, and like I just wanna, like, I don't know, just like shoot fire at you. But anyway, but you have to learn how to be a patient person. And if you have to, you step away, take some breaths, whatever it is that works for you. Um, but but you need to learn how to be patient. Y'all, another weakness might be control. Um, you gotta let, especially on this journey, you're gonna have to let the divine have control. You can't control a situation. It's gonna happen. Union's gonna happen when it happens. Um, a lot of this stuff just falls into place when it's the right time. Whenever you worked on yourself, whenever you're ready and your divine counterpart is ready, is whenever it falls into place. Love, and I mentioned this in at least 2 of my videos, is unconditional love, and that's very important. You need to love unconditionally with no expectations. Fear of abandonment, I just mentioned that one. And then also another one that maybe a lot of people don't think about is learning how to balance your energy. And for me, I have very intense energy, and I didn't really recognize this. And I've taken a lot of classes uh, on personality types, and learning how I interact with teams and people. But as a person and as a twin, I have very intense energy. Like I whenever I walk into a room, people can just feel me in a room, and that's one thing that I did learn from my twin, because she would always tell me that my energy is so intense that it was very difficult for her to be around me. Not because I was not with negatively, but just because I have really strong energy. And sometimes, and I've read and I've seen where energies can be so intense that it's hard for one twin to be around the other twin, or even both twins being around each other. So one of the things you need to learn is how to balance your energy, and I personally believe it comes with with patience, understanding of your energy, meditation, calming yourself down, understanding how you're exerting your energy around you, and what how it's affecting people. And but those are things that you have to work on daily. Because these weaknesses, it's a lot of them. It takes a lot of time and effort to get to a point where that you're taking this weakness from being a low weakness on the totem pole to being an average weakness, to getting to the point where it's almost one of your strengths. So some of the things that I believe helps me is praying. My spiritual connection is very important. It's helped me through some of the most difficult times on this journey, and it's a spiritual connection, not only just with God, but it's spiritual. You are a spiritual connection with your divine counterpart. This is a spiritual connection, a spiritual journey. Meditating definitely helps. The more you can do it, the more it's going to help. And it definitely helped me with gaining more patience. It's calmed me down. It's made me be able to think a lot clearer, and just puts things in perspective. And also, a lot of times, I gain a lot of intuitive messages through meditating. And then giving this journey to God, just letting go. I mean, taking this off your shoulders. Really, the only thing that you can do is work on yourself. What's in your span of control? What's in your span of control is you. You that's the only thing you can work on. It doesn't make any sense to worry about what your divine counterpart is doing, because you have no control over them, and it really doesn't matter where they are in their journey. What matters is where you are in your journey. And then love without expectations. I mentioned that one. Loving unconditionally. And then you just got to believe that union will happen, because union will happen. Union will happen whenever you work on yourself and you get to a point where the divine feels like it's time to bring you two back together. And what I wanted to say is there's no need to have fear of abandonment. Because you're not abandoned when you separate. There's no abandonment, because that's just a fear of your conscious mind. In all reality, there's an invisible golden cord that connects you with your twin. This is a soul contract that you and your twin both agree to, and whenever you work on yourself and you get to a point where you're whole and they're whole, is whenever you will come back into union. Moving on to page 2. And then, because even whenever you're in physical separation, you really are not in separation. And the reason why I say that is because if the person that you think is your twin is really your twin, you can communicate without calling them on the phone or using any kind of electronic devices or technology. There's telepathy, and there's always that connection that you can communicate to. I know that I can feel my twin's energy, and I know that there's times where it's not all the time, but a lot of times I can communicate telepathically, and also through dreams. I mean, just last night I had a dream, and my twin's daughter showed up in my dream, and it was pretty comical because I had a bet with her, and the first thing I asked is when you gonna pay up? You gotta laugh sometimes. It can't be serious, but even though this is very serious, but it's you gotta be. It's better to laugh than to frown and cry about it. The other thing is synchronicities. And when I say synchronicities, I mean like numbers, songs, animals. One of the numbers that pops up for me a lot, because it's really my number, is 333. Number 9 is my number, and that's a long story. I'm not going to go into why number 9 is my number, but number 9 is my number. So when I see 333, I know something's trying to tell me something. Songs. There's songs that speak louder than words. I mean, Open Arms by Journey. I mean, that to me just speaks of unconditional love. Faithfully by Journey, that just speaks of unconditional love. And if to me it just seems like whenever that comes on, it's just like, work on yourself. We'll be in union soon. That's kind of what that means to me. And then also REO Speedwagon, I'm gonna keep on loving you. I mean, there's songs that just comes on and it speaks lots of very strong words. Anyway, so every day just put in work. It's whenever you do that, it's just bringing you one step closer to developing your best version of yourself. And then also, when you're doing that, it brings you one step closer to union. It's all on what you're doing with yourself. and knowing yourself is stepping into your power. And stepping into your power helps you get on track for your mission. And if you're a twin flame, which you are, if you're watching this video, you're probably a twin flame, but your mission is to help humanity. And you may have other missions besides that, but that's the main mission of a twin flame, is to you're supposed to be the light. And you can't be the light unless you're in your best version. And then I just wanted to say that, you know, by owning our part shows growth, growth in ourselves. A lot of people like to talk, you know, but there's no need to speak whenever you're doing the actions, because, you know, actions, there's the old saying, actions speak louder than words. Well, actions really do speak louder than words, because if you are an empath or an empathic person, you know, people don't have to say anything for you to know their intentions. I mean, you can look at someone, and if you're an empath, you can tell a lot by a person, and you can feel their energy, and you know if they are good or if they're bad. What I wrote down here is your actions need to align. Your actions need to align with your words, but your actions also needs to be the light. So you need to shine bright, and you shine bright by working on yourselves, and work on yourselves every day. You know, put in that work. Do a little bit. I mean, if you just put in a little bit of work, you're one step ahead of yesterday, and one step closer to your goal. And just remember that you are a superstar. You are a star, and the more work you put in, the shinier you're gonna be. And I just wanted to let you guys know that that I mean everything that I said. A lot of this stuff was came to me intuitively, and then some of it is also my own personal experiences. But I appreciate everybody that subscribed to my channel. I appreciate the likes and the shares, and I would really like to hear back if this resonates with anyone. And I'd like to hear your own stories, so feel free to add comments or email me. But I just wanted to wish everybody a happy holidays, and peace, love, and happiness, because really that's the only thing that's important in this life. I mean, you know, peace, love, and happiness. Spend time with your family, work on yourself, and just be the light. Anyway, I appreciate everybody that subscribed, and I appreciate the likes. And anyway, you guys have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Yule, and I'll talk to you later.